Alright everybody, in this video I'm going to walk you through step by step how do we actually use that track camera feature in After Effects. So how do we make it look like when I have this turtle swimming by that the text actually just follows the camera instead of kind of being stuck in one place for the entire footage. We can cover in a different video later how to make it look like the turtle is actually on top of the words. That involves a bunch of masking and pathing and everything. So we will get to that later. But for now, I just want to focus on how do you actually make it look like the words are following that screen. So to start off with, first thing we need to do is I need to find the video that I want to use, right? So I'm assuming at this point you've already made a composition and that you've opened up After Effects and you've imported the video that you want to use. So what I need you to do now at this point is to find the video that you have selected and make a new composition from that footage. So what you should see is when you right click onto the footage in your media bin, you should get the option to create new composition from footage. And that is what I have done here. If I had instead made a new composition like I normally have you do, and then brought the footage down to my composition, and then tried to tweak it and make it move, I would have gotten a big red error message when I move on to my next step of adding my 3D camera tracker. So just if you're going to do something like this, I highly recommend just make your new composition from footage. Now what you need to do is look over on the right-hand side of your workspace in After Effects. What you're going to see is an option for track camera, or you can either do this under effects and presets as well. The effect you're going to search for is called 3D camera tracker. If you are looking on the right side of your workspace and you do not see either of those window options available, you need to make sure that you have gone up to the very top left toolbar in white and click on Window and make sure that you have Window selected, and make sure that you have effects and presets and tracker with little check marks next to them. All right, so I've selected to do track camera, and then I'm going to click on my video with track camera, and it's going to pop up this big blue bar across my entire composition where it wants to analyze my background footage. This is one of two steps that After Effects is going to do for you. And you'll notice up in the left hand right under effect controls, it's going to start analyzing frame by frame by frame. What I should have done in this scenario is just cut this down to about 5 seconds so it does not spend so long. I will not make you wait the entire time, but do know that if you have a long composition, right, with a lot of seconds, that means it has a lot of frames, and that means it's going to need a lot of steps to analyze and go through. So I recommend using this on as short of a workspace as possible to make this a little bit easier for you. But just know you're going to need to give this the time it needs to analyze all of that frame by frame. So if you've done everything correctly up until this point, you should then get a nice, what would you call that, kind of orangey grayish bar that says solving camera across your screen. After you do that, if you actually click on the little 3D camera tracker effect in your composition underneath the video, you'll start seeing all these really colorful little track points. And up in effect controls, you can make those bigger, smaller, make them easier to find, all those things. These will not show up in your final render, so don't worry about if you need to make them bigger so that you can see them to make your work easier. That's totally okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find just one of those track points. I'm going to click on it so that it's highlighted, and then I'm going to right click and I'm going to hit Create Text and Camera. So what this is doing, it's actually creating a layer that is my camera and creating a layer that is my text. And it's merging those together so that they work together and parent well together. Once I do that, I can click on my text layer. And as long as I have my text tool up in my left-hand toolbar selected, I can type in whatever I want to. And as we have seen before, right, After Effects works in a very 3D space. So I can make this whatever font I want, but I can also move this along my X, Y, and Z axis, all depending on that little legend that you are seeing there around what's saying just. Just make sure that you have the selection tool selected and not the text tool, so that you can actually make those adjustments and move it as you need to. So now let's say I have my first just, and I want to do the phrase just keep swimming. Go a little bit further on my composition, and I'm going to find another track point, let's say this one, And you notice this time when I right click on it, I'm just hitting create text. I am not hitting having to create text in Camera because I've already made a camera in After Effects for me that's going to link all of this text together. So then same thing, I'm going to go in, I'm going to write the words keep, and I'm going to adjust it as I need to. Now notice I got this little error message when I started trying to adjust and move things around with my selection tool. That's because I had the caps lock button on. After Effects does not like the caps lock button if you are not in the text tool. So if you are getting any sort of error message or anything, make sure you do not have caps lock on. And I'm going to repeat that one more time again, just for the word swimming. And so now if you see it all the way through, I've got this wonderful turtle who is swimming on the ocean floor, who is saying, just keep swimming. And that is how you apply the track camera effect to your footage in After Effects to be able to link text or images or whatever you may need to link to a specific piece of your camera as it is moving.